Hey, what is up? Guess what? Zero Motorcycles is back at it again. They got something fresh, new, kind of cool. I don't know if you're going to dig it or not. We're going to get into it next. Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Joe here, 690 ADV, 690ADV.com. Guess what? I'm loaded up, so if it looks like I'm sitting a little close, well, that's because I am. I am headed out tomorrow, boogieing for about a 3-day adventure. Cannot wait. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, be part of it. Don't forget, go to our website, 690ADV.com, and get a free decal. Anyway, onto the rant, onto the ride. Zero Motorcycles, back at it again. What are they doing? Yep, they are making an adventure bike. The Zero DSR Black Forest. What? Yeah. An electric adventure bike. I said eventually somebody was going to try to come up with an adventure series type motorcycle. Well, looks like Zero's going to do it. Now, the question is, we're going to dig into the specs. This is not a review. I want to know what you think. Success? Failure? Put it down below in the comments on what you think it's going to do. I think it's really cool. I think it's awesome that they're getting out there and they're trying to make this stuff happen. I'm going to roll off a few of the specs, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on what I think about these two bikes, because there's two models. They are the ZF 14.4 and the 14.4 power tank. And there's a difference between the two. Not a lot difference between the two. Basically, it's more battery is what it is between the two. The bikes are pretty much identical, other than the amount of the battery capacity that it holds. And all that's going to do is give you just a little bit more range. Now, basically, the two bikes have 70 horsepower, or at least claim 70 horsepower, which is pretty good. And if you look on screen, they look pretty legit. I mean, they look like really nice adventure bikes. I'm not gonna lie to you. They look pretty cool. They look the part, and they fit the part. The question is when we get through this little bit, would you be willing to put your hard-earned money on one of these bikes? That's really the question. That's what it really boils down to. Now, they have a range, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't think the range is fantastic on these bikes, and especially to put them in an adventure category. Now, I know that we've got the Harley Davidson that's basically, it's just collapsing around on theirs. It's not doing very well. But the 14.4, they're claiming they have a city range and they have a highway range. The city range, because you're going to be starting and stopping quite a bit, is going to get more mileage. But the 14.4, they're claiming about 90 miles on the highway. So continuous just buzz flying down the highway, about 90 miles. And then they're talking right at about 160 in the city. So 160 city. And then you have the highway. Now, if you've only got that much on the highway, could you really actually get out and do an adventure trip or something like that? So is it really an adventure bike? I don't know. Now, the power tank, which holds more power, they're claiming 110 on the highway and 195 in the city. So So, I mean, I guess if you're doing some city commuting between these two bikes, not bad. But if you want to get out and try to do some adventure traveling, man, I don't know. I just don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Tell everybody down in the comment section what you think, if you could actually pull that off or not. I just don't know if you could. Now here is the part that I'm trying to get my head wrapped around. Recharging. And I know that they actually have a plug to where you can just plug it into a 110. Doesn't change the fact that time is time. 9 to 12 hours to recharge that bike. Now, that's a pretty good chunk. That's a day. You know, that's a business day to get that bike recharged. I don't know. I don't know, man. You tell me what you think. Now, if you needed to do some miles, it'd only be able to punch down 90 to 110, 120 miles between the two bikes. With a 9 to 12 hour recharge time, man, I don't know. I don't know. It looks cool. It's electric. It's going to have tons of torque. It's going to be, you know, it looks neat, fits the part, but man, it only being that type of range, and then not only just the range, the recharge time, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. What do you think? Now, the speed on it's not horrible. They're claiming 102 miles per hour. That's not bad. That's pretty good. But, man, I just don't know. So, basically, we're talking between, let's say, 90, 110, 120 on the highway. And then we're talking about 160 to about 200 range in the city. I don't know. Now, here's the part that I can't get my head wrapped around, and you tell me. I don't see a huge success rate with this bike as much as I like it, and I think it's great that we're getting electric motorcycles out there. I'm just not sure this bike is going to succeed. You're going to have to convince me otherwise. The 14.4, hang on to your pants, 18,998 US dollars. I just don't see it, man. You tell me. And the power bank, 21,800. For an adventure bike, that's a whole lot of dinero. And for what it is, and I get it, you got all the green people out there that are just all about trying to be clean and green. But at the end of the day, guess what? That power's got to come from somewhere. And it's not coming from the sun. It's coming from somebody's plug-in, somebody's house. It's either going to be coal or natural gas. It's going to be something, some kind of fossil fuel. So, but anyway, you tell me, at those numbers, at what the bike is capable of and what it can do, man, looks only go so far. Eventually it comes down to just dollars and cents. What do you think about this bike? Success? Failure. I think they're going to sell some. They're going to get some guys that are into this stuff. I'm just not 100%. I'm going to have to give it a pretty much failure rate. I just don't see it for what it is. But it is cool, and I think it's great that they are getting outside of the box and they're building cool things like this. And I think it's a really cool motorcycle. I just don't see adventure riders trying to buy into this, as Harley Davidson is realizing, and Zero probably is the best of all the electric motorcycles. You tell me. Hey, I appreciate you. You guys have a great and fantastic weekend. Thanks for stopping in. Don't forget, hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We appreciate you. Don't forget, go to our website, 690adv.com, and sign up. Until next Friday, I appreciate you. Be safe. Get out and ride. It's beautiful here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And got some good video stuff coming because we're headed out on an adventure trip tomorrow. Remember, an adventure can be in your own backyard. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much. 690 out.